going on, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Arena Goat Talk. And I'm your host, EJ Burt. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow all that good stuff. On this next episode, I got my boy, All Arena, All Iron Man, been a spark plug of every team he's been involved in. My boy, Duke Pettijohn. What's going on with
you? Not much, EJ, man. Just
you?
glad to be here, man, in the conversation with the goats.
I appreciate you coming on. You know, out of all my teammates, you probably one of my favorites. You when I say you was a spark plug, you was a spark plug for real. Even if I wasn't following along and jumping, that energy you felt that thing was real.
I know. Hey, but you know what? It's funny that you say that. You know, I could get everybody, like going. EJ, like, I'm coming. I got it. Hey, but you came, so pause. But you brought it for real.
You even got our boy Ernest hyped on occasion. Not that he would say it, but you got him hyped.
Oh no, he knows. It took a while for him to warm up. And he want to fight me most of the time, but I ain't gonna stop anyways. Yeah, but when he got going, he got me going, boy. He was like a dang rhino, boy.
Definitely. So, but yeah, get you. I want to get you on here, kind of tell your story and everything. So let's start out by telling everybody where you from.
Originally, I grew up in Boston. From born in New York, Pettijohn, New York. Moved to Boston. Did elementary, high school up in Boston. So, I claim Boston.
Okay.
Well, shoot, actually, yeah, I mean, I do, but I done lived down. I lived here in Texas now longer than I lived in Boston. So, but no, I'm not claiming nothing Dallas. So,
your roots is up north. I hear that.
No, all day, baby, all day.
Was football? I guess when did you start playing football?
Shoot, man, we played football around the way. Tackle football. Against other neighborhoods. Shoot, like every weekend, man. We had our own, little Thanksgiving Day games down at the elementary park. Shoot, playing with grown men. No pads in the snow, bundled up.
Mm-hmm.
So and we out there thugging it out, man. And that's where I guess I fell in love with it. And then once I got to high school and got to wear pads. I'm like, shoot, that made it even more fun. Made me a little more violent, but it just picked up from there, man. Just like just all of it, like the practice, the competition, really like finding yourself. That's where where most of my confidence came from. Had coaches like put me, as a freshman, take me up to the varsity practice and put me up with the hardest hitter. I'll never forget this drill. The lay on your back, get up, and put it. Oklahoma drill, and we put up with our hardest hitting safety. Put me up against, and he played running back. Maybe he was a skinny dude, but I mean, just lay dudes out in there rock. And I'm on the ground. I'm scared. I ain't even gonna lie. And then whistle blow. I'm like, at least let me get up first, right, before he don't run me over. And then, I'll run at him and he coming at me. I'm like, oh, shoot. I said, let me just get low. So I just get low. And then he'd be like, stop right on my shoulder pad. And I'm like, oh. And then next thing you know, I'm lifting them up, dropping them. Hey, practice went crazy. And then from that, my confidence is went through the roof. I mean, I was I wasn't scared of nobody. But I'm like, everybody's looking at us. I'm a freshman. And West Roxbury, we were of the Boston public schools, everybody wanted to go to Wesley to play football. We kind of we're the powerhouse, and I had all the dudes looking at me. So it was cool to to represent, man. But from there, that's where the bug hit, man. I was like, I'm playing football, but I'm just thinking I'm playing football. I wasn't thinking about college or nothing, in my freshman year, and then so I started thinking about my sophomore year. That's when Pettijohn, that's when Fran came. My sophomore year. And they moved me to I played I went to play defensive end on varsity, and yeah, Pap got me right, man. We used to harass him, like he's like big redhead white dude, and but he's from he's from there projects there in Rosendale, so I mean he ain't no stranger, and like this strange like white guy, uncomfortable or nothing, but I mean this is big white redhead white dude. And so me and my me and my homeboy Hassan, we used to be like he'll be in the hallway. We just be around Pepsidero all that, man. This dude like get you out of the man. Oh man, that was funny. That was a funny season, man. But I mean, learned a lot from that dude though.
Yeah,
like, a lot. Yeah.
Was you always a defensive end? What positions were you playing? As you're growing up.
So that year, my sophomore year, it was funny. My freshman year, I played quarterback, and what else? I played like linebacker, and then yeah, that was a pipe dream. I didn't even like quarterback. I just out of all of us, I was the one that could throw. So Coach Silliard, he put me at quarterback. But then my sophomore year, I played. I went to defensive end and tight end, and then my junior year. So my sophomore year is when they were, recruiters would come in and recruit one of my teammates, Tracy Mathurin, and I just happened to be in the office one day, well, in the hallway when Syracuse was in the hallway, and that's the first time I spoke to a college, like recruiter. Coach said, hey, introduced me. And I'm like, oh shoot, that's cool. You go to college for free. He's like, and he was like, yeah, I'm keep an eye on you. I'm like, okay, cool, all right. Shoot, let me get right, And then so like from there we I had actually a pretty good, first year like on varsity. And then my junior year, confidence up like through the roof. I'm one of the dudes now. So they moved me to linebacker, and I played linebacker, fullback, and tight end, but mostly tight end. And then my senior year, all linebacker, tight end.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some skill. I had some hands.
So that's how you already knew when it was time to play some fullback, linebacker in the arena. You already had your background in it.
Yeah, I had to draw back on that. But hey, like initially though, bro, man, that because I'm thinking like when I first got there, I'm thinking, well, no, let me jump over college. So at college, I went as a linebacker. But again, I played Boston Public School. They ain't teaching no reading the keys and nothing. It's like see ball, hit ball, gap. I'm, out athlete everybody. You know what I mean? Like the best athlete. So nobody's gonna touch me stronger than faster than everybody. So I can just run around and find the ball like with no technique. And when I got to college, it was like I was slow. I'm like, huh? So guard to the fullback, and then you want me to then run, and he's gonna take me to the ball. And so I'm out there like messing up. And it was crazy. I mean, I was, like the highest recruit, and it was supposed to, come in and, contribute early. No, you're gonna have to redshirt you, buddy. You're slow. I had to learn the game. It's a different game, I didn't watch film. I didn't watch film. You know what I mean? Again, I didn't know like formations like that. And the other guys who played at, more established programs or private schools or like real football, factories, they learned the game that way. So, it was an easier or better transition.
So when you went to Syracuse, they had you like a stand-up backer. They didn't have you with your hand down at first.
No, I moved to. So my redshirt freshman year, they moved that spring. So the spring of my freshman year, they moved me to defensive end, and I got destroyed. Like, bruh, I'm thinking they don't like me. I'm like, y'all move me to end. I mean, because all the scrub linemen, couldn't wait to line up against me. They're licking their chops when I'm down there because I'm coming out my stand. I'm all high. Hey, running me to the sideline, teabagging me, like, oh, like making the name. They looking good against me. And that's like the first like real adversity, like in football, where I'm going back to my dorm, like I'm crying, like I don't like know what to do. I hate it. I made it got a little better, like towards the end of that spring, but man, my confidence was in the tank, bro. And I was just like, man, forget this. I can get this. I can get it. You know what I mean? And then we got a new D line coach that came in from the NFL, Deke Pollard, who was just, I hated that dude. Oh my God, he was such a jerk, bro. I mean, this old Southern, this little white dude, like little. Deke was probably maybe late 60s. And just was just an ornery, just oh my God, man. Like, like watching film, like, look at you, all dancing, no advancing. Like just oh look, piss right, look quarterback back there, like just kept running. Little quarterback right there eating a sandwich, having a drink, having a Coke. Wait, you still right there. I mean, I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Tell me what I need to do better. Like, and we really ain't just we ain't get along, but because because of that. But I still like worked. And I learned the most about defensive end through that dude, and whether he liked it or not. And then so I went into stayed up there for the summer, and then this was also Dwight's freshman year. Dwight was coming in. He was defensive end. He played defensive end in high school. Top, I guess when it wasn't stars back then, but number one at at his position and stuff. So they had those talks. You're gonna play as a freshman, but I had improved like leaps and bounds. I got stronger, I got faster, got better technically. So I started camp it was like north south. I was on first team, and then doing well. Still adjusting, and but I just started going down the depth chart, like, and they like putting in stiff senior. Dwight getting more time, and then next thing you know, I'm only on goal line. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not stupid, bro. Right? Like, what are we doing here? I'm probably like 235 at the time. And you have me on goal line? Like, so I'm fighting, you know what I mean? But like in my mind, it just doesn't, it didn't make sense. And then like I think it was just like one day, like the DC was just like getting on me like irrationally. Like, I don't know, like trying hindsight. Like you like trying to break me. I don't feel like you really, they're just not, they weren't encouraging. It is like, all right, you just want Dwight to play, So I just like threw my helmet off, just walked out of practice, bro. It's like forget this, man. I'm transferring. Call my mom. I'm like, I'm out of here, man. They like playing games. They told her to get my letters, give me the numbers off my letters. I'm calling, like I'm out of here. But Coach Adazio, who recruited me, he didn't get along with the D-line coach either. And like he knew he was a jerk. And can we swear on here? First words? No.
No, you can't. Go ahead.
He was he like pulled me to the side and it was like, I know you're frustrated, I believe in you. I know he's an asshole. And he's like, between me and you, I don't really like me. He's like, but just like do me this. He's like, stick through the season. Like stick it out. And if you feel the same way, I'll help you get where help you get somewhere. And coming from a single parent home, that's what you gravitate, and and there's guys like that show that belief in you. and you're like, hey, I wanna. All right, yeah, he believes in me. That gave me a boost of confidence to just work through like right now and be ready for the opportunity instead of like pouting about what's going on. Be ready for something to happen because like I tell the kids now, man, like hey, injuries are 100%. Somebody's gonna get injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just took that mindset, just like blocked him out. Just all right, just took the coaching and just all the other crap. Just like all right, whatever, man. You don't gotta like me. So start the season, I think I was like third on the depth chart, like between like me and Dwight, but Dwight would go in first, and then the seniors. So like I was all special teams. We had kicked off the season with Tennessee that year, and then yeah, I didn't get any field play that game, and then not even the second game. I forget who that was, and then third game I remember was Rutgers. Dwight got hurt. Went in there and went crazy. It went nuts. I think I had 2.5 sacks that game. And I'm like, I don't know how many tackles. And it was a wrap after that. Like a wrap. I mean, so much so, so at the end of the season, I think in the stat book, I had like 6 sacks and 6 forced fumbles. And like the tackles for losses.
Mm-hmm.
But it should have been so like Deke Pollard, he actually had our GA go back and like break down the film and do my stats because this is the only thing cool that he did did for me and that I could respect. But I finished that season with 12 sacks. 12 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing the game, knowing the politics of the game, not having, and guy coaches want like save face, the stats got played with.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would have been like, why wasn't he in there? You know what I mean? Why, he's not doing all these things and, like playing like this, you should have been had him in there,
Yeah.
So, and that's what it ended up being. And so I think officially, and it happened like every year. So the next year, my junior year, going to my junior year, like I'm the dude. I'm, like how everybody likes to Freeney. Now Freeney is. Now it's me and Freeney. It's me and him.
Yeah.
So off of the last year, who do you think's gonna get all the attention?
Yeah.
So I'm always to the tight end. I'm always to the close side. Like he's to the open side. I mean, we ain't flip, but the majority of the time, I was always like to the tight end. So I'm like playing. I'm on like the double team. I'm getting their game planning for me.
Yeah.
Game planning for me. So yeah, he can get off, of course, and we should, and he did, right? And but I finished that season with 10.5, but it was really 13.5. So, and I'll give so that year I'm all Big East, first team all Big East. I think I was second team All American, and then come my senior year. That I had a great year, had some adversity, but it was, I came in during the time, the tweeners. Yeah, I'm sure you heard that word.
I was labeled that, so I know exactly what that is.
I know you were. You same size. Like the same stuff. But yeah, I was the tweener and you weren't sure. I'm like, look, you see my numbers. There was another dude who was down in Virginia Tech. I don't know if you remember him, Corey Moore. Remember
Yeah.
Corey Moore, he was just like starter, but he was smaller than us. This dude,
I remember that name.
He was like 5'11", but the dude was like a little pit bull, bro, and his get off was sick. So I'm like, okay, here I'm like, okay, I'm 6'2", I'm bigger than that dude, but I'm handling, like linemen, so you can see I can, bend the corner, do all the things you're looking for. I can hold my own, like, but I have some other stuff happen, like during it happened my junior year that kind of like character stuff. I mean, I guess I could say here's happened. I got stabbed, my junior year, and that kind of it was at a bad time. No fault of mine, you know what I mean. But wrong place, wrong time. Actually, probably shouldn't have been there. All of that. So, but I get that, and it didn't really. I don't think I really had support from my coaches as far as like explaining that situation. Thing. So actually, I wasn't supposed to go any later than the fourth round, and I ended up going undrafted. Well, what I say is, I just, pray like for the opportunity to play, professionally. I guess, now again, it's hindsight. I didn't have a specific prayer. I didn't specifically, pray to play in the NFL. I was like, I want to play as a professional. I want to play at the highest level, and and I did, however it worked out, it worked out exactly how God intended it, right? Because had I made it, we wouldn't be talking right now. I wouldn't have this wife. I wouldn't have these kids. You know what I'm saying? So, it worked out just as God intended. I don't have any regrets. And I know. I mean, and you know this too. I'm living vicariously through Greg Whiteman when he made it, because I know, because and this playing. I was just like, man, if I could rush the passer outside now after rushing the passer, basically in the 3 technique.
Yeah.
We're rushing the 3 technique. I couldn't imagine when we go outside. I know it had to look like, oh my God, I might be too far. And you're right, really like a loose 5. But you know what I mean? We just being able to transfer that outside game with it, man. I was like, just give me. I just want a shot. Give me a chance, man. Then I went to after my first year in Dallas. This is crazy. I just wanted to get into camp at this point. I didn't care that they. I went to work out with Green Bay, and they worked me out as a fullback. I don't care. I just want to get it because I knew if I got into a camp, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah.
Actually went out there, worked out, and it was like right before their camp. So they started like a full roster. Like anything happened, we're gonna call you and bring you back. We really like you. So that was positive. And, so I left there, and then probably like a week later they called like, hey, we had a couple of guys go down. We want to bring you up to camp. I'm like, word. We'll call you back with your flight information. So I'll call my mom. Hey, I'm going to camp. My wife, she was my girlfriend at the time. I helped me pack my bag. I'm just sitting around, waiting for them to call. Bro, watching the clock. It was like some movie crap, man. It's like 5 or 6. I'm like, dang, I thought y'all calling my flight stuff. So, I call up there and they're like, oh, we were just about to call you. We have to, we got to pivot. We're not going to be able to bring you up right now. We got to do some other stuff. And I'm like, okay.
The whole hurry up and wait situation.
Oh, and never called back. I was, ooh, boy. I mean, that's the first time where, you get cut and, it just, the nature of the bit, you can, kind of walk through that. You're like, all right, let me, man, I was down. I was hurt, boy.
Yeah, they didn't have to explain to people.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna understand, but
no.
Just so you face it like, what I gotta, this is what happened. They just looking at you like.
I was sick, man. I was sick, but you learn. It helps build build character. Because that's a different type of adversity that most people don't experience. To where when like now out in the world, in the corporate world, with a doctor not talking to me, or I'm not gonna lose my mind over that. I'm gonna find another way. I'm gonna pivot. That's easy. I was like, hey, it's a no. All right. You ever been cut when you're clearly better than somebody? You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's adversity, right? And made plays when a coach is like on your behind. That's adversity. Fighting back, against a 6'6", 320 pound, like tackle. That's adversity.
Yeah.
So that's what I take into now, whenever I'm coaching, kids and, my kids, that's the lessons that I, I'm able to pass on. And those are the experiences that God was preparing me for to be a coach and a parent, to pouring into these kids.
Yeah. So when you first heard about Arena, or you first, got wind of the game, and then, what was your first reaction?
I'm like, hey, this shit looks crazy. I would never do that. And I said, I remember when I saw it, I was like in the like in like in a cafeteria at school, and it just like popped up, and it was, I was like, dang, they go, oh, like went into the board. I said, that is nuts. I ain't doing that. But I'm thinking, I'm big man on campus. I'm thinking I'm gonna be, playing in the league anyway. So that was the furthest from something I was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to work out for when like came around, looking for opportunity. I was gonna go. I actually went and worked out with the Montreal Alouettes, and they were gonna sign me because it was funny. The workout in pads. I don't know. Did you ever work out in Canada?
I worked out after when Arena went down, and then teams were like getting your rights and all that stuff. It might have been Montreal that got my rights then, and I had to go to one of their workouts, but they didn't have us in pads in that workout.
Yeah, that was why they just put me on shoulder pads, and they brought some of their linemen over, like to do one-on-ones. And somebody already gave me the heads up. He's like, hey, up there, you got to be a yard off the ball. I was like, what?
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I made sure, when I lined up, I was a yard off the ball, and I was smoking. My get off was crazy. Well, now, I mean, they're like, I use that to advantage. I can see the ball even better right now, a yard off, and get off was. I didn't even use any moves. I was just a speed rush, a dip in the corner, speed. And and I'm like running back, like lining up, yard off the ball, and the coach was like, up here, you got to be a yard off, like marking off with his feet. And like his foot ended up like right where I was lying. I just looked up. He just like walked away. We smoked him again. I kid you not. It was crazy. I was killing them. And then so they wanted, so one of my other high school coaches had brought me up there, and that's when he had called Fran, and Fran had just gotten the Orlando job. And he was kind of, he had like been through the same stuff, right? Going up to Canada, getting jerked around, because I guess you only can have a certain amount of foreigners on the team and stuff. And then, they be playing games by playing you, sitting you down, and, messing with your money, tax and all that. So I ended up talking to Fran. He kind of like explained that to me. He's like, shoot, just come down here, and you can come down here and play. I can help you, get looks from the league and stuff. Just come play Arena. I'm like, Arena? He's like, man, you can do it. Come on. I'm all right. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, Montreal, Orlando. Let's go. So, I went, man. And again, like I said earlier, when this is how I've always been, man. Like, I'll run through a wall for, my coach that, that believes in me, and, is like, I know it's like in my corner, and I knew Fran was going to be. And so I just went down there just trying to learn it. And, they hated me because I love practice. I love practice, bro. I mean, I just love,
that whole spark plug thing, that you really had that energy. If you sit here half-assing their practice, all of a sudden you over here, woo!
You ain't gonna do it. I'm bringing it. You can want me to slow down. We can fight if you don't like it. I didn't care. I'm still smiling, and I'm bringing it. Reggie Lee hated it. He's like, hey, come away with that bullshit. Nah, chill out, dude. Go to the other side. Go to the other side. But yeah, no, man, that's just how like I was just like wired like that, man. And I knew I had to, like pick it up and like learn the game. And I and so like when I first started, they were having like Reggie Lee at guys, Reggie Lee side, Doug Miller size, at Mac. And here I am like 235, 240. Yeah. Right? You're like a real, linebacker and fullback side, and you running, athletic D lineman at me. And bro, and I ain't know like angles. I'm just like holding on for like dear life, bro. Like, God, we do 3-step? Can we go, run 53? No, don't run 50. Don't run 53, please. I'm telling like Jay, like, no, like give me a chance. But I learned, I was behind Tommy Dorsey. Mm-hmm. And so I learned a lot from him, man. Like from the fullback position. That was his thing, and then vice versa. But because I can rush the passer, I could play linebacker, and I was like, I'm trying to find ways to be like add value to myself. I learned how to snap. Mm-hmm. So. So I became, that Swiss Army knife that he can use to help with, substitution. So I didn't have to go out the game, being a backup at that. I can just go put my hand down and the starter can go out and I can stay on the field. Yeah. But then Tommy went down. Mm-hmm. Tommy tore his ACL. Mm-hmm. We were splitting, we were like splitting. I probably would play like the last 5-6 minutes, of the quarter. That I went from playing the last 6 minutes. Like when I tell you, Fran, like leaned on me, boy. I was playing anywhere from 10 to 13, 14 minutes a quarter. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but when I tell you, that's what like took me like to a whole nother level, like my conditioning. Mm-hmm. Because I found out, right? Because I wasn't playing them those late minutes, like early on. I'm like, oh, these dudes are tired. Like the big dudes, mm-hmm. You were playing Mac. I'm like, oh, these fat dudes is tired. Man, so now I had time, like get set. And then I'm just like popping. They coming in like they coming in because they tired. They're coming in high. I'm just like bop, like faking, cutting, pop. And then it just became fun, bro. I'm like, I'm just like playing games with them, like cutting them. Oh man. So I just end up and I just just got better, playing the position. But what also I did too is I was looking past where I was, what I mean? Like trying to get to the league. So I wasn't really, focused on like improving at the fullback position. But when Tommy went down, it kind of forced me to do that. And because I'm just being where my feet are, I got better too. Help me really learn the game more, and work the angles and the situations more. And I end up loving it, bro. I love the arena.
How many years did it take for you to get comfortable?
1.
So then that first year you were like,
I mean, I was thrown into the fire. Yeah. Like really, because he's bringing in, other. I mean, he just trusted me more than the guys he had brought in, to back me up. I took that responsibility to heart. I didn't want to mess up. And it was his first year, so I wanted to do everything I could do to, make him successful too, right? In his first year coaching. So it just really took that first year. And I'm like, shoot, it's transferable. Whatever, I learned from like playing offense. I wasn't the best, like ball carrier, but when I got the ball, I'm athletic enough to, like run the ball and stuff, did some stuff there. And yeah, man. And then after that, I became the you know, the vet who knew the savvy vet.
Yeah.
So, you know, I knew the tricks of the trade, you know, and I just got better at that. And again, my conditioning, there was any, no one was better conditioned than me. They just weren't. I didn't, we're going to battle. I know I'm going to wear you down and you're not going to outwork me. And this is just like what I do. It's not a gimmick or a ploy. Like, I just like doing this and going. So it was after that first year, man, I was locked in.
Okay.
Hence, you know, Green Bay wanted to work me on at fullback. I'm like, hey, I don't care. Let's go. Don't care.
So, when you see this, what does this make you feel? Think, reminiscent. How does that make you feel when you were playing?
Bro, I mean, it brings me right back to it, man. Just no, that shit it was so much fun. Boom. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that
It made me think about like, so I know I'm running down there. So my family. I think this might be the first game my wife came to after I met her. Let me see who's on the CJ. Yeah, because Rashad's on this team. Yeah, this might be that game, bro. That she came and she thought I was crazy. She was like, "Oh my god." She's like, "Are you all right? Are you always?" And that's just how I play. Yeah. This was that. You see, I'm terrible ball handling. Oh shoot, man! I don't think I got these clips. Oh, shoot, yes.
Yeah, but that game, if you know,
That's New York.
yeah, you get the sound of it. Just listening to you, getting all hype, like you saying to the camera. I forget what you said, but I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was on. Yo, yeah, we were on TV too. Yeah, because I mean that's how I was too. Like in college, man. Like you know, my mom couldn't get to all the games, so if we were on TV, you know, I wanted to make sure I was always in frame. So I'm always trying to, and you know, as a concert, it's got me always running to the ball. So if I'm around the ball, she's gonna see my name, or I'm making a play, she gonna hear my name. So that's where like the energizing and you know like crazy hustle, you know, to the ball came from.
Yeah,
You know, just always think about you know I want my mom to hear me. I want to hear Pettijohn. You know, that was the start of it. That's like it wasn't the coach ain't never had to tell me to run to the ball.
not you.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Running and screaming. You was running and screaming.
Yep. I'm gonna light somebody up. Light somebody up, boy. But yeah, man, those were I mean like great times, man. Like, oh man. But I miss it, bro. Like, but you know what's awesome is like seeing that it transferred like to my son. Play the same way, EJ. Same way.
I started to see some of the little clips, and I'm like,
he's gonna be a dude, bro.
yeah. How did he get in this past weekend?
Yeah, he was special teams on kickoff.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on kickoff. Shoot, first one down. First one down.
So
like, I mean, he's you know, I don't know, you probably said this too. Like, man, if I had what these kids had when I was their age, I would be this, and this.
Yeah.
He got that. Like way more athletic than I am. Like freaky athletic. But old school, like thumper.
Yeah. From the clips that I saw, he was like thumping, and it wasn't like it didn't feel like he brought it all. Like he was just.
It looked easy, right?
Cats, and one clip I saw, he knocked the O lineman back into the quarterback, and it don't even feel like he brought it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like
just not. Yeah, like realizing it, and I mean, and it's coming, but he knows now. I mean, like he got like more explosive, more, you know, like, but he's a smart dude too.
Yeah,
like now he knows he's playing Mike, Sam, and Will. And can, and he's prototypical for all of them, which is crazy. Like trained to play all of them. And then so I was just up there. Well, not this like before this game, we went up like during camp. They had a parent day, and I like sat down and watched film. And he had a couple rushes. I was like, oh, you boy. His hips, like he didn't like understand how crazy like he dipped in stride. There was no hitch, like you got dipping, I mean,
a fluid motion,
smooth and way faster than I did it. Like I'm like, and he's like, what? I'm like, you don't even know, bro. You don't even know because I still have dreams of him coming off the edge. He can. I mean, no one to block him. Like it'll be like he has Abdul Carter ability.
Yeah.
He may be faster.
And he ain't even working it yet.
No, not yet. Well, I mean, when he was younger, of course, I had him at at defensive end and linebacker, just because every kid. I want every kid to play defensive end because it's the best position. It's the position, and they don't even know. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know at first until I got down there and got my first sack. I was like, oh, I was like, that's like the best feeling. That's like the best feeling, bro. I can't even explain it. Like, it's just, I mean, especially you got like a good get off and it's clean. And sit back there, and you gonna take his whole back out. Boy,
if he get up, he gonna get up confused, and he gonna get up without the ball.
Yes. Remember, like my favorite one was it was one we were playing Philly at home. Graziani had just came back from a concussion, and they're I couldn't stand this. I do a strong dislike for their center Mike Mabry. Still was so dirty because the previous game when we played him in Philly, it was a little quick rocket, right? Like in end zone, it was like on the 2-yard line. Usually I'm gonna run it down, but it was just too fast. So I just like took a step and kind of like let up, and like just out of the corner of my eye, I caught him, and he was coming like right for my knees. It was so dirty, and I just happened to catch it, and like got my knees out of there, and I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing. We got into it a little bit, and I never forgot that. And I mean, it didn't matter. Wherever he was, I'm even. I do this. Well, I'm coming. I would tell him where I'm coming. Like it is Max Strong. It is Max Strong, and y'all are sliding. Let's go. And I had like personals against that dude. And then so now before we come back to this game, Graziano is coming back, yapping, and I don't start talking until somebody else does. I can like laugh and butt yes at the same time, and then it's fun. But you want to start talking, then all right, we're gonna go, and then it's just gonna turn me up even more. So it was this one, like I had just missed him. He had like let it go, and it was a touchdown. And he's coming down, Graziani, like and he actually didn't do it like directly to me. He was like kind of like saying it and spun, but I took it like he was telling me. He's like touchdown, bitch. I'm like, I'm like literally black out. So like the next series, I remember just like it was like 5-step. I came on like a delay. I stepped up, and it was a slide. My guy was coming back to me. I came down. So I had been bull rushing him all the time, for like the whole game. So I came down. I came on like on a bull rush. He lunged. I was like, bah! I mean, and it wasn't about where I went slide. I got like swum him, and I was able to stay on the same path. So it was straight. And it still had the ball. And when I find him, like literally the cameraman got frame by frame. Dog, I get here, and he's like looking, and his head is like looking like at the cameraman. And then the last one is like his legs up in the air, like his shoulders in the turf, and like you can't even see his head, just his like legs in the air.
I
Done.
feel like I'd have seen that on a commercial or something. You was it Dallas?
Yeah, yep. We were
Yeah,
in Dallas. We
I feel
played,
like I'd have seen that play numerous times.
bro. That was my favorite, like my favorite. Like I probably got like we do this in like today's game. We probably got ejected and probably suspended like 6 games. What I did. Yeah, like you feel. I mean, it was. I mean, no, he was in the air. Like I'm lifting him, and it was a drop, like pile driver into the ground. Back on the IR, out of here, buddy.
I'm gonna have to find that when I do a highlight for you.
Yeah,
You know,
I got the photos. I'll send you the photos.
yeah, I know I'd have seen that video. I'm about to find that game.
I want to find that game.
I'll
I would like to find that.
be able to find it. I know I seen that video. I seen that clip.
Yeah. If you find it, let me see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hold you up too much, but what advice would you give anybody, any young cats that's like looking to play? They're at a crossroads of, whether they should keep doing it or whatever. What kind of advice would you give young players these days?
Shoot, man, like if you're playing and you're not getting, what you think you deserve, and I say that I say this to my kids, like all, like from where they're little up until now, and any of the young guys that are playing, whether they're high school guys. I even said this to some of his guys that at Ohio State. You can't be in the tank about the opportunities that you aren't getting. You got to be prepared for the opportunities that you do get. Right. So you are locked in and you're able to maximize them. Right. You can be all the way in on that play. You know the situation. You have in your mind, what you want to do. As far as like a move, and this is from a defensive end, perspective, or whatever, like what you're gonna do as far as like tendencies, if you see what you have, so you can be always locked in. Because if you're like, on the side of the bench thinking like, dang, I would have made that play, dang, I would have made that play. Oh, so's down, now you're gonna run in there, and you didn't have time, you weren't watching the game to see what's going on. So now you're gonna get in there and you may not do what you are expecting to do or look bad because you weren't prepared mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stay locked in. And staying locked in is watching the flow of the game, getting those mental reps. Because if you're watching your position and taking the mental reps, you're going to be prepared when you get out there. Nothing you see is going to be a surprise. Mm-hmm. But if you're not, if you're in the back sulking, or not somewhere where you can see, see what's going on in the game, you're going to make your situation worse, because now I gave you a chance and you blew it. So whatever the coach thinks about you, you're going to prove him right, or you're going to prove him wrong. Mm-hmm. So what I say, hey, and then if you're like in limbo between like leagues, if you love the game, hey, network. And then that's what I would say to young guys like now, like in college, network with your coaches, especially like your GAs, your analysts, because they're gonna be position coaches or head coaches at some point. Like Dan Mullen, the head coach for UNLV, he was my GA. You check our classes. You know what I'm saying? So you like you never know. Like you shoot the D coordinator at Florida, dude, like 32 years old. He ain't far removed. If guys, you have to develop the relationship with these coaches, and they need guys, people in their lives like telling them these things. You can't be a jerk, because this game, it's 1 degree of separation. Mm-hmm. I literally, like every visit I went on with my son, there was someone who knew me, knew one of my coaches, or somebody I played with.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never know. You just
Bad experience about you. Yeah.
yeah. So you treat everybody respectfully. Be you everywhere you are, right? And you do that consistently, then you'll start building advocates. Like you got to build guys who advocate for you, because they'll find out. And look, it's not always talent. It's not always talent. You don't know. I mean, I'm sure you watched, as you were like coming up and like trying to get in late. You saw dudes like you knew you were better than.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was like it wasn't no cocky. No, it wasn't no. Like, I know I'm better than that dude. I see it. Like, I'm like on the practice squad with Jacksonville. I got to see like day in day out. Like, wow, I got to go over and scout team. He's gonna go in. Man, it's crazy. But if they have coaches that are advocating for them, or like promoting them and like going to bat for them, and their word has some cachet, they're going to get an opportunity like over you. If whoever's representing you, like doesn't, and it just is. But if you can cultivate those relationships, you have your college coach to where when your college coach can call some of his guys that are on teams that give you a shot. That's what you do. That's what you have to do, man. Don't ever burn a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't burn a bridge. That's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot. Appreciate you coming on. I don't want to keep you up all day, but yeah, appreciate you coming on, spending time.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me, man. It's fun.
Definitely. I'd love to try to get you on. I want to try to connect some of these young guys on like a podcast. I had a young guy talking with, like you giving advice, on live or whatever on a podcast. I want to start doing some stuff like that. So
that'd be dope.
Definitely. So, but yeah, appreciate you, and we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you, EJ.
All right, now.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, you too.